Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Marianne and you're watching Marianne's Mystic Mentions. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm excited to read for April's readings. I have almost completed them. I'm doing one per day. This is what I had done from a while back, and then I had a surgery and I was building up my energy and I thought, you know what? This works for me. I hope it works for you as well. I don't feel rushed. They're usually 30 plus minutes per sign, or my featured sign, I like to call it. I do throw in the spirit guided love connection for that particular sign, and for whatever reason, the importance that that energy or sign or connection has for you in any particular month. And then I read the four cards for each week of the month, and I finish with the beautiful oracle message and a rune to kind of just top it off. So stick around if you'd like. I appreciate all new and returning viewers, of course. And so hopefully you're all feeling this incredible surge and very powerful fiery energy that was brought in with the first new moon on the 1st of April. And of course we are in Aries season. The new moon was in Aries. So I'm just saying that's a cardinal sign. Cardinal signs are the ones that represent a season. So in addition to what's happening internally and, externally, it's definitely a weather change, a feeling we all feel. It's a global situation. Now, depending on where you are, though, of course, we in the northern hemisphere are experiencing spring, whereas in the southern, they then experience fall. But you get what I mean. So the cardinal signs are the initiators, and certainly Aries, because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. The new astrology year begins with the sign and the season of Aries. So Aries is a very important component and they know that, and they have that confidence, and they will go. They are go-getters. They are always wanting to do and accomplish and they can be very, very quick about what their decisions are. Impulsive is another word people use. But they're exciting and they love fun and they're very dedicated, very, very, I would say optimistic, youthful. Most Aries I've ever known, excuse me, exuberate a youthfulness about them. And I think it's because of the one. It's like the beginning. It's just, almost a childlike thing where they want to try everything and they want to experience it. They want to show people. They're not afraid to be seen. They're leaders. Bottom end of story, So that's definitely been happening. And now with it being the 14th of April today, we had the most incredible conjunction that was, in the sense, first in a lifetime. It was 166 years ago when it happened in this exact conjunction, which is Neptune and Jupiter conjuncting in the sign of Pisces. That has not happened since 1856. Now it will happen again. I think it'll come back with the Neptune and Jupiter aspect of it. I think I read 2034, 35, but not in the sign of Pisces. So it's a very auspicious and beautiful time. It happened on Tuesday, and that was the 12th. And I wanted to be in here very much and talk about it and just really give you the highest energies from it, which are the Pisces energies that represent, well, first of all, Neptune and Jupiter are the ruling planet of Pisces. So that in itself is pretty amazing and powerful. Pisces is the 12th sign. I've got Aries as the first. So we've got the energy of Aries and all that. And the 12th is it's gone through every sign. It has a little bit of each of them in it. Pisces is known as the most spiritual sign. And even if you are a Pisces and you say, I am not spiritual at all, Marianne, I don't think of spirituality. We're all spiritual beings is what it really boils down to. We're born, we are connected. We all have hearts in order to survive, and we definitely become more heart-centered during this time. Pisces are extremely caring, very selfless, loving, imaginative, creative, just fantasizing kind of energy that just fills your heart. You feel it deeply. Pisces is a water sign, so water signs are always known for their emotions. and they wear them on their sleeves, and you know, they sense so many things. They're very empathic. They're very aware of what's happening around them and far away. You know, there's just this gift, and they're intuitive and psychic, and they have profound dreams and premonitions, and they share this, and they are, like I said, extremely creative. So a lot of Pisces are in the arts. A lot of Pisceans are entrepreneurials as well. They're a mutable sign, but you know, the connection between Pisces this month and the heart, and then Aries and the fiery ambition and determination, also very entrepreneurial energy, is really, it's not a coincidence, okay? So it lets you know just how capable we are, and it lets you know that this is the time to believe in that. I think the last couple of years has really put people in a different mindset about what it is they do want to do and who they do want to take orders from and what their value really is and what they can provide and share with the world. So it's, I get excited even talking about it right now. It's just, I'm feeling it in my body. I do have a placement in Pisces, which if people do have placements in Pisces, I think you're going to feel it even more, and certainly water signs, but we all feel it. We're all feeling it. You know, I'd be very hard pressed to have, you can always let me know, of course, I would love that. But as I talk to people, I've gone back to work after my hiatus, and I'm feeling so much love and so much gratitude, and I think that a lot of us can take that in, you know, if you choose to do so. Now there's Neptune. Neptune is the planet of the underworld, the unseen, the unknown, the mysterious, you know, the powerful, the mystical that's occurring in every moment of our lives, whether we see it or not. It's the kind of, you know, I don't want to say deceptive. I don't think that's accurate. I think there's a lot of love with Neptune as well, but I think it's this idea that things might be way better than we can imagine, and that's beautiful to believe and think about. As long as you know that if it doesn't happen, you're not going to be just shattered or something of that nature, just to prepare yourself for, you know, maybe not seeing things, as they say, in a rose-colored glasses sort of way, and just dreaming to your heart's content, because dreams are how our reality becomes a reality and how our manifestations become real, and especially when you're feeling it. That feeling component is essential in the ingredients of manifestation. But so there's a lot that can be happening for a lot of us. And this particular conjunction, like I said, being the only kind in our lifetime, is going to be a long-lasting one. So have no fear. And anybody watching these readings, this is what I call my beginning and mid-month reading, because I'm reading one a day. Anytime you watch them, though, they are absolutely blessed ahead of time and during, so that the individual sign is getting the message specifically for them. I do recommend you watch your sun, moon, and rising placements, because you get even that much more information and, you know, psychic messages for you. And so let's pick the highlighted connection for our beautiful featured sign today, which is the earth element of Capricorn, another cardinal sign. And Capricorn is definitely a go-getter, boy. They represent the season of winter too. So it's more of a barren, different kind of energy than the other, you know, elements. Grounded, very, very determined, not a fixed sign, but extremely resourceful, very much interested in success in whatever they do, okay? I mean, hardworking, sometimes way too much. You have to find that balance. Lucky for you, Capricorn, and all of us, we have this beautiful full moon happening on the 16th. And it's going to be in Libra, and Libra is all about balance. Libra is Venus ruled. Venus is about, obviously, love and compassion and beautifying your area, yourself. Just a beautiful, magical, you know, very feminine energy that overrides us when Venus is in our personal planets or happens to be your ruling planet. And so it is for Libra, and I think romance is going to be a very key part of this whole month, with Aries being the polar opposite to Libra. So there's always this connection there happening. When I say polar opposite, I mean the sign directly opposing you, okay? And for better or not, that can be extremely attractive and very, very useful for instigating ideas and creativity that surpasses what you would normally do alone, because of this other element that's so different and brings in some new, new perspectives and ways to do things. It's a very, I mean, it's perfect, and every single sign has a polar opposition sign that I see together on a romantic level as a aspiring astrologist with compatibility for the last 42 years. It's a very common denominator that, people that are a little bit different than each other are always attracted to each other because they have something different to bring to the table. And then, of course, people who have very many commonalities are also attracted because of that very reason. But before I get off in too much of a tangent, we're going to pick your sign, Capricorn, and see what Spirit would like you to know. Because like I said, this could be a person you already know and you're very much connected to. But it could also be just that energy. Maybe you have this in your placement in your natal chart, or it's someone coming in. We're not quite, although I think we are. We're in the shadowy period of the Mercury retrograde happening on May 10th. So we'll talk way more about that. But retrogrades in general always bring back, always bring back people as well. Not always romantically, but in some way it's interesting. I've seen friends during any and every retrograde or a text or something, and sometimes just like, it's so uncanny. It happens all the time. And it's just like, who am I going to run into this time? Who am I going to hear from? I love it. I actually look forward to it. Your specific highlighted connection, love connection for you, beautiful Capricorn, is Leo. That makes perfect sense because of the fiery, passionate aspect. Now, Leo is ruled by the sun, so I'm telling you, there's a shimmer and a shine and incredible confidence and courage, that roar, that king of the forest kind of attitude. Very contagious, very, very creative as well. So the Piscean, beautiful conjunction energy, because Jupiter's in Pisces too, which I forgot to mention, until May, and then it goes out and then comes back. It's been in Pisces since December 20th, I think it was, or maybe it was the 28th, forgive me. It goes back into it on December 20th. Pisces will go back into it for the last 2 months, but it'll be in Aries. And boy, is that going to be great for any fire sign, but all of us, because it's going to give us that incredible, mojo that has been missing for a lot of us. I know this. I've felt it. I listen. I talk to people. It's coming back. So Capricorn, you will definitely appreciate this. And when it comes to Leos, they're very determined as well in their own right, and they're a fixed sign, and they're very, very passionate about anything they do. They want to be seen in a good light, that's for sure. They like the attention. So anything happening, whether it be romantic or work-wise, friendship, it's always very, very very powerfully heart-centered and dynamic and exciting. And so I like that a lot for you. Now, if for some reason you're not understanding this and it hasn't really, you're not with somebody you don't necessarily know, it is the time frame between, I believe it's July 21st, 22nd through August 20th. So you might want to look that up if you know somebody like, I wonder if they're a Leo, because I'm thinking about them, or, I want to get back in touch, or I'm madly in love with a Leo. You never know. So that's going to be the highlighted one. And it's so interesting because a lot of time the readings bring up more about that energy, certainly. So let's see what happens for you. So we're going to do, like I said, the 4 weeks of April. We've already had the first almost 2. So the first one, of course, was the overall energy bringing you to this reading, how you're feeling in general. And I do want to mention that we do have our second new moon at the end of the month, which is a partial solar eclipse in Taurus. Now that's going to be phenomenal for pretty much everybody. And there are some other, aspects that are meeting up with it. and that'll be powerful as well, but it will be in Taurus, and that is excellent for you, Capricorn, because you are an earth sign, and Taurus is known as the money sign, and you know how much you love to succeed and live in luxury. Everything with you, like Taurus and Virgo, is a practical thing. You work hard, you want to be stable, you want to be secure, you want to have enough money, you want to have all the good food and the clothing and the health, all of that, you know. That's why you put so much energy into everything you do, and you won't stop until you do it. So, you know, it's not like you always have to be in a rush. That's what I love about earth energy. That's why I have one planet in earth. So I appreciate deeply the focus and the steadfast energy that really, from everything I've ever seen, leads to a lot of fruits and a lot of, you know, rewards for your efforts. So the first overall energy, as I said, first card, and I'm using the Art Nouveau Tarot deck, one of my favorites. It was a gift. I love it. Is the Seven of Wands. So there's that fire energy right off the bat. We're in Aries season still to the 19th, when it then goes into Taurus as well. And that'll happen for a month. And that's just around the corner as well, but we're still in Aries. The Wands are Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. The Seven of Wands represents defending and fighting for, you know. There's that passion with Wands that cannot be mistaken, whether it be through their actions or their words, or usually it's through their actions. They're very physical a lot of times. They're determined to be on top, and they're not going to stop, as I said, until they're good and they've accomplished what they need to, which I also mentioned was you, Capricorn. So that's why it's a beautiful energy that you harmonize well with, in the sense that you get, it's the foundational aspect of it that really works for you. So that's cool. You're keeping it real, and you're like, okay, I have a goal, I have a desire, I'm starting this new business, I'm starting this new relationship. And I'm going to make sure that it becomes successful, you know, and I'm not going to think any other way. And that's a huge part of how we become successful in our lives, is between our ears and what we're thinking and what we believe, and are we enough? And, you know, of course we are. You have to believe that, though. That's a very, very key component for success, come to find out. So the second week is, you know, we're basically here now. So in line with the storyline of the powerful, okay, here I am, I'm on top here. I'm actually looking down because I've already had this lead, I've already had this position, I've already had this dream, I've already had this desire. I've already been successful and accomplished a lot. And I'm going to fight and continue to fight for staying there. And you have, so yeah, you have the Five of Swords. This isn't the first time this has come up in my readings, that's for darn sure. Five of Swords is really about the air elements, and so the Libra moon is definitely indicated there. There could be controversial information you're hearing. I always feel, and this is just my thing and how I read this card, you see two people in the background walking away. So this could be people that you are familiar with and you are deciding to release from your life. The air signs are generally, being Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra, very, very straightforward when it comes to their desire for fairness, equality, truth, through their words, through their thoughts. Good writers, you know, usually institutions come into mind, higher learning, always want to educate, better themselves, and share this information and this knowledge with others in all different capacities, from teaching to writing to singing to poetry. It's huge, always thinking. And a lot of times, you know, people don't always agree with what you think. There's controversial conversations happening every moment of every second of every day these days, if you choose to tune into that. And I always suggest to just keep that to a minimum if possible, particularly the ones that are negative and actually don't make you feel good, because it will affect you in ways you can't see a lot of times, but it truly does. So you're thinking, okay, I don't really want to be a part of that, or those situations, watching the news as much, whatever the case may be. 5 is changed. 5 is challenges that are changing, and you're wanting to be making for the better. So you are either around a lot of this, you know, it's happening at work, it's a gossipy kind of thing. You're thinking, definitely don't want to be a part of that. I'm ready to start this new chapter. And believe me, those eclipses bring things in quickly. So if you've already prepared and you've done the due diligence and the detail work, the drone work, the mundane things, contracts come up always. Be very careful you're double checking everything. True story, yesterday I did sign a contract for a new location for my massage business. The other place I've been, they're going to sell the place. They offered it to me. Unfortunately, I can't buy it, but I love the thought it was offered, of course. That was a Jupiterian kind of Piscean energy blessing for sure. But anyway, I went to sign the paperwork and I did, and then I came home and my spirit said to me, you want to recheck what you just did? And I'd given $100 extra towards the deposit in the first month. So I called and, you know, I said, I overpaid you. And it's interesting because the person I gave it to didn't notice either, but that's on us, right? We need to be accountable. Make sure you cross your T's and dot those I's, you know. Usually I think Capricorns, as a rule, are in the leadership positions, forgive me, and that sometimes they take on too much and it can get to where they're, you know, not as focused as you could be. So you want to be very aware of that, especially with Neptunian energy, very powerful right now. And if you have dreams that seem incredibly real and like it's information, write it down, please, because it is being brought to you. Downloads are very, very prominent right now. And so just to say that, you know, you're definitely knowing who you want to move forward with in your life and to leave behind, because this is what life's about anyway. You know, for many reasons we have relationships that either stay or they go, but it's okay. It's all about growing and evolving, and you feel good about it. I feel really confident you feel good about it, and you're standing strong about making these decisions in that regard. And the third week is going to be, well, it'll definitely be, you know, Taurus season, also extremely good for you. You know, your fellow Earth, and what with that new moon, second new moon, very unusual to have two like that in a month. Things are happening. Now, regardless of this Mercury retrograde coming up, it'll be in Gemini. It'll be from the 10th through June, 10th of May through June 3rd. We have Jupiter going into Aries. We have just so many beautiful, you know, the next eclipse next month will be on the 16th in Scorpio. It's transformation, it's truth, it's digging deep. And Pluto goes into retrograde on the 29th of this month, Capricorn. That's your ruling planet. Okay, that's not fun time stuff. It's like, I'm going to dissect and go the deepest I can within myself, just seek my truth, and to, you know, to release things that I don't want and that make me feel uncomfortable, or I've may have had a lot of self-doubt about, which also pertains to this now that I think about it. It's about yourself and knowing that that's coming through. So when planets go into retrograde, and it happens every year, it's an outer planet, slower moving, but still affecting us, whether we know it or not. It'll be in retrograde through October, and it'll be more introspective. So it'll really be a chance for you to be very, very honest with yourself, okay? Which I think you are anyway. Third week, justice. Okay, so we've had the full moon. There's definitely been a light that's been shined on, whether it be your relationships, your money, your once with you, practical parts. Any kind of law that might have come up. I mentioned institutions, could be, you know, courthouse, money, borrowing and all that. You're going to have justice. You're going to come out ahead. You're going to be feeling really good about the decision, and I think you probably know exactly what it is. It may have already happened, so celebration is in order, okay? And that's fantastic, you know, that equilibrium, that recognition that, you know, you did what you had to do, you did it the proper way, because that's really a part of it as well. Doing things that are true and honest and for your highest good, therefore everyone else is really going to make this justice come ringing through for you, and clearly you have been, because that's what's coming up. So that's fantastic. What's happening on the actual last week when we have this beautiful solar eclipse in Taurus on the 30th? Well, you've got the Four of Wands, and there are little bookends with the 7 and the determination and the, you know, defending your honor, your needs, your whatever it is you are, and the Four of Wands, which is about complete stability, happiness, you know, family, well-being, job, everything just being stable and balanced and happy and exciting and spirited with the fire, you know, because you got to have that in a relationship, right? No matter what kind it is. Got to have the fire in there. Give it that passion. Passion creates manifestations. Emotions create manifestations. You've got this. You've done it many, many times over in many lives. And I love that. I love that as the ending card. So justice and then the four of wands. While defending your cause and your situation and knowing you were right, knowing you're not going to give up on your dream and so forth. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful reading. And I'm happy to share that with you. So I'm going to go on to your oracle message, which is the beautiful Psychic Tarot for the Heart Oracle deck by John Holland, one of my absolute favorites. Heart is a very, very important part of Piscean energy coming through and has been, and I've been feeling it more. I'm over the moon grateful for what's been going on in my life. So, and I had a couple of upsets that happened, so I didn't go into that, but I waited a couple days because I will not do readings if I have a blockage of the energy that I know comes beautifully when I'm in this room, and if I'm feeling that it's not going to, it's just not fair to anybody. So I wait, and then I start over, and everything's good, but I had a couple upsets, and you know, it had to do with family, and family's everything to me, so I'm back. Everything is working out. And so your beautiful card is, oh, okay, it is the chakra. So this wonderful deck has the major arcana, all of the different elements, and the chakras, which I love because I'm not there's other decks I'm sure, but I have not seen them. And it's number 5 again. 5 is an interesting number, and next month will be the 5th month. So there's a lot happening that's going to be pretty quick and pretty, probably huge and bigger than you would have imagined or dreamed. But that's something that I want you to really continue to do, is to imagine the best and the most and better. And the throat chakra, of course, is about the communication and not unblocking this area, because the throat chakra is the closest to the heart chakra. And I already mentioned many times now how the heart chakra is essential during this month, and to actually visualize your heart center opening up is going to just allow so much more in, and it's going to make you feeling more vulnerable to be able to be your true self and honor that. And it's shining a light on that. There's things you need to say, there's things that you need to communicate, and only with the people that you feel are going to give it an honest ear and really be receptive to you, okay? Because there's always going to be naysayers in our lives, and I'm sure you can fully appreciate how that's not something that's held you back. But nevertheless, it can be a little bit annoying. So speaking your truth is really what comes through. But I'm going to read to you because there is a little bit of beautiful information that this oracle would like to share with you specifically. So for the chakras, the 5th chakra is the heart, the throat. And it's a big one. I mean, it's more than just talking. It's a powerful one. It leads us, like I said, to the heart, and also to then our third eye and our crown, and moving upward. Located in the throat area, this chakra is associated with communication, sound, creativity, and the ability of clairaudience, inner hearing, clairaudience. Now, many artists, speakers, writers, singers, and others in the creative arts have active throat chakras, and you may very well be in this genre, of artists and so forth, which is why this Piscean energy is extremely powerful for you as well, because it just really activates that aspect of all of us. To activate this chakra, use your voice in some way. Sing, chant, hum, laugh, make some noise. Energizing this chakra helps you speak your truth in a clear and kind manner, improving your relationships and increasing your sense of well-being. And that's exactly what you want to be doing every chance you can, with simple, strategies and ways to go about it. So I like that a lot. And you did have two cards representing mind and speaking and communication, which is the swords. So yes, that is beautiful. Let's finish with the rune. Which I do is I pick a rune from my beautiful velvet stack, and then I pick the proper flashcard in accordance with what's come up for you. And you have what I like to call the Z. And to me, it seems like it would be a Z, and I'm not 100% sure. A lot of them seem as though they would be in an English alphabet, but this is a different alphabet. And so we are going to equate it with these flashcards, and I'll let you know exactly what it is. And this was a gift so that I could eventually know without having to look at flashcards, but I'm not there yet. Let's see what this Z, or like to feel is a Z. Is that it? It looks like it could be. Let me double check real quick. In this card, it doesn't really look like a Z. So let's see if there's one similar. There are a couple that have similarities. Just want to make double sure I'm reading you the right one. And it looks like it is. Okay. So yes, it is not a Z, but it definitely looks like... Oh, wait a minute now. Nope, this is the one at the very bottom. So I'm going to see if you can see. I don't know that you can see it when I hold it up. This is definitely the one. It has more pointy angles to it, whereas this one looks more like an awl that you would use, that little tool. So interesting. As I said, learning and growing, because I absolutely love the divination of runes, and I have for many, many years. So what the information coming forth is, it's Iwaz, Awaz, and it's interesting because it starts with E. The pronunciation, though, they say is Awaz. Letter I, or E-T. It's the number 13, which has been coming up a lot in my life. I don't know about you. Now, I find that a very positive, auspicious number. And when numerology, when you put 3 and 1 together, it's a 4. So you've had a 4 of Wands, which is once again about stability and equality, and just foundationally, everything is beautiful on all levels of your life. So you can't go wrong, right? The theme is yew tree, Y-E-W tree. Keywords: defense and enlightenment. What? This is what I'm talking about. The synchronistic aspects that happen when we do readings, and when I'm able to invite that in to share with you. It's just beautiful, and something I will never stop. But that was this original card, the coming into the month. There's a sense of defending something. And you'll know what that is. Please feel free to let me know, though. If you like these readings at all, please do me a favor and thumbs up and push that notification bell so you'll know when I upload, as well as share with other people. And definitely subscribe. And it's not about spending any money. It's a simple, beautiful gesture that helps my channel immensely, and I'm extremely grateful for all of you that have done that this far. I'm on a campaign, and I'm proud to ask for it, and I love you for doing so. So, going back to the reading, protection, divination, and spiritual wisdom. This is the month, boy. This is the month. And magical working, protection and self-defense. There we go again. Seeking ancient wisdom, vision questing, and developing inner strength. This is powerful. This is really, really powerful. And it's something we're all feeling with this conjunction, you know, this Neptune-Jupiter conjunction in Pisces. Key phrases: the wisdom of the ancients, physical death and spiritual rebirth. That's that Scorpio of next month. We'll talk more about it, but those are the two eclipses, you know, that run in pairs for another year and a half or so. It's Taurus and Scorpio, the nodes, you know, and they're the polar oppositions of each other as well. There's going to be so much to learn and truth and revealing, and it's going to be amazing and beautiful for our highest good. Tree of life, transcending the physical plane, connection to past lives. Whew, that's exciting. Communication with ancestors and spiritual strength. It keeps saying spiritual because it's so prominent right now. So I hope that even if you've never considered yourself once again spiritual, that you'll give yourself an opportunity to really dive in and allow and see where it takes you, because it's a pretty spectacular connection that we all have with our source or God, whatever you want to call it. And when you allow it, it'll take you places you can't imagine. And I think it's our birthright, you know, and we all deserve that, and it's only for our highest good. So that's your reading. I genuinely hope that you resonate, and if not now, that you will continue to as the month and the months unfold. And I would love to have you come back for May reading, and until then, fully enjoy yourself. I love and appreciate you a lot. It's going to be great. You'll see. And so, yeah, until next time, thank you. Bye for now.